Welcome to Dawn of Man. Dawn of Man is a survival slash city builder from the same developers who made Planetbase. I've played it for a fair bit already, and I find the game quite relaxing and quite fun. Might not be the best game to record because there are some extensive periods of waiting every now and then, but we'll see how it goes. Maybe it'll go well, or maybe I'll just sit here and be quiet and all the misery and all the gnashing of teeth and wailing and... So yeah, I've looked through this. You have 3 different free play scenarios. Continental Dawn is the accessible one. I find that quite amusing that they have chosen to call it accessible instead of easy or normal. Then you have the Northlands, which I haven't tried yet, but as you all know, I'm not very fond of snowy landscapes, yet it is quite ironic that I keep playing games with snowy landscapes. And then you have the Ancient Warriors, which is then difficult, requires milestones. As you can see, I've played enough that I've received 6 milestones. There are also some challenges here, where you also have a creative mode. And you have community scenarios, which you can get from the Steam Workshop, of course. But we'll go with the Continental Dawn. And I've looked through these different 6 maps. You have the Mountain Lake, you have the River Fork, you have the Twisty River, you have the Forest River, and you have the merging streams, and finally the Lake Valley. I think the game wants you to start with the Twisty River, but that's the one I played my other game on, and I looked through the maps and I decided that I think I like Lake Valley as a kind of a starting point, which looks rather nice when it comes to which resources we need. And I think Ukedort something is a very bad settlement name, so of course we'll call it Caledonia. Wish I knew the Gaelic way of typing that, because that would probably be more in line with the game's spirit. I can do this hardcore, but I'm not a hardcore player, so let's just do it normal. I can do a Catherine. Hi, Mammoth. How are you? Oh, you're so...
Can I pat you? You look soft and fuzzy, except for the big teeth.
As you might figure out, I might have a Catherine in the background heckling us. Okay, so here we are. Very humble beginning. 7 people living in a village. They have 2 tents, and that means 1 person is sleeping on the grass because the tents can only hold 3 people. We have a crafter, and we have a woodpile. So where the heck do I begin? There is a lot of things that you need to be aware of in this game. First of all, there is a tutorial, and I highly recommend that you do the tutorial. But I guess watching this video, if you're going to play the game, might kind of count as a tutorial as well. But the primal vision is very useful. As you can see, it lights up certain things in the area around us. You can move around with the WASD keys. And what we're looking for at the beginning are these... I guess they're very, very light green, because these are sticks, and these dark grey-green items here, which are flint. It's also useful to have berry bushes and other kinds of forageable plant life, I suppose, around. Then you have animals. If an animal is shown in green, the lighter or the more green the green is, now that was a mouthful, the less likely it is that the animal is actually going to attack back. So this young female reindeer will probably just run away if you try to attack it, while this adult female reindeer will probably also run away, but might decide to attack. This cave bear, on the other hand, will definitely attack back. And that also goes for these wolves inside here. Although the young ones are orange, so they could decide to run away. Depends on They probably have this brain where they manage to assess the threat before they decide whether to attack you or not. Okay, so over here are both sticks and flint. Now, down here there is a button, gather. You can click this button to order someone to go gather from this, but unless I've totally misunderstood something, that means one guy or gal goes over to the pile of flint, gathers one flint and goes back, and then you have to do this again, which is kind of annoying, strangely enough. So you have a different method of approaching it where you can place a work area. And that's what we're going to do. As you can see, the work area is red here because there is no flint in the area of the work area. So we're going to place it here where there is actually 4 piles of flint. That's very nice. Let's place it there. Now, somewhere here inside the trees, somewhere under the trees, there we go. You can tell how many people are allowed to work in the area by adjusting the slider here. You can also tell how much production limit. And for the beginning, since we only have 7 people, I'm going to leave this at 10, but at some point when we reach like 11 or 12 people, I'm probably going to increase this to 20. I'll also place down a work area for sticks. Try to get as much in the coverage area as possible. And then try to find the flag. This is the flint one, but you can use these previous and next work area to easily go through your various work areas. So what I did was up the number of people who are allowed to go there so that there are 2 people gathering sticks instead of 1, because we're going to need a lot of sticks. We also need skin because to build the tents and also the storage hut or storage tent, we need dried skins. So the first thing that I'm going to build, you have different categories down here that you can build, like residence tent, basic shelter, requires 4 sticks and 2. You can see the color is different there, so those are dried skins. So what I'm going to build 2 of first is a skins dryer, which require 4 sticks each. And we're going to build 2 of them a little bit away from the town center. So like that. And then we'll just start the simulation. Now, if I run this at the default speed, this is going to take a while. So let's run this at 8x. So now some people went over there to, let's do that since we have no fuel. Yeah, well, basically we have no fuel because we need sticks. We're going to need more leather. We have only 4 skins. So we need to start hunting, and that's where this mode comes in very handy, to try to find some animals somewhere. Now, with the basic tools we have in the beginning, the reindeer are pretty difficult to hunt. I'll target this ibex and click hunt on that, and we can try this adult female reindeer and hunt for that as well. It's probably gonna run away though. And let's up the speed to 8x again. So all these people are now running around happily, gathering stuff. Someone's even building stuff. The next thing we're going to need is one of those storage buildings, because those storage buildings are very important, because if you don't have one of them, food decays much quicker. And there we got our first knowledge points. Now, this is part of why the game is very relaxing to play, and you can just sit here in front of your computer and play the game and look at other things meanwhile playing until you get to the Neolithic era. As you can see, you have text here, and the way you get these knowledge points is through doing various things in the game, like kill your first reindeer, kill your first bear and stuff like that, and then you can get it when you've killed 10 reindeers and when you've built your 5th hut and so forth. Some of the texts also can be bought from the visiting traders who come to your village every now and then. But we need 5 knowledge points before we can do anything. And the first thing I'm going to pick is probably sling making, so that I can make slings instead of the basic tools that are rather crappy for hunting. We managed to down the ibex. Since we first animal hunted, ibex knowledge. You can click these, it sends you to the place. We also managed to kill the reindeer. That's nice. You can see they've put up the skins for drying now. This is good. We probably should put up a work area for fishing as well. And it's a good idea to try to cover more than one of these, because they deplete and they restock very slowly. We don't need more than 1 fisherman though, so won't adjust any for that. We can also add a collector who can, it's rather more a forager than a collector if you ask me. You can forage some blueberries and rye and whatever is in here. Raspberries. Nice. Hold on. I see ibexes. These need to be targeted. No, we're not going to hunt marble. Cave lion, we're going to stay far away from that. Cave bear attack. Right. So what you can do is click on the ground, but I have a very strong suspicion that this person is not going to survive. He's trying to run away, but... Oh. Kinda hoping that... Yep. The bear was more interested in the reindeer. That's a good thing. However, having this bear roaming our grounds is not exactly ideal. Not sure what it's doing, to be honest. Ah, it's eating fish. Good. That means it's less susceptible to eating people. Now we have 4 dry skins, so we can build a storage tent. You use the C and Z key to rotate a building. Yeah. Let's place that there, I suppose. Now we've acquired 10 raw meat, which gave us a knowledge point, and then it pops up to tell us that we can earn knowledge point in the game by achieving various goals, like reaching larger populations, building different types of structures, hunting different types of animals, acquiring the various resources, killing raiders, unlocking milestones, and surviving more years. And I've already explained how you use the knowledge points. So let's go pick up... Actually, we need the food drying first. So we'll do the sling making afterwards. The food drying gives us the ability to build drying racks. Unlocks the construction of the food dryer, where you can produce cured meat and dry fish, which are the only long-lasting foods available in the Paleolithic. I think that's the way to pronounce it.
Paleolithic.
Or Paleolithic, as Catherine tells me. Okay. You can see that this skin looks very nice and dry, while this one is still fresh and wet, I suppose. Doesn't that sounded strange. My brain is trying to come up with other words, but every word sounds worse than the previous one, so I'll just leave it at that. It's a not dry skin. Oh, yeah. We can click this to get some stats for the city. So currently our welfare is at 81% and our prestige is at 12. You can see the welfare is dropping. This is a measure of how well your settlement is doing, and it depends on your people's stats. I have no idea how it affects probably if they are ill or very tired or stuff like that. Their clothing and also the food surplus. And both of these affects migrant arrival frequency, aka immigration on this one, and migrant arrival frequency on this one. That is an inconsistency. This one also affects the birth rate, while this one affects the trader arrival frequency. And here you can also see how many people you have and how many total housing you have. And we need to build more housing for people to actually want to come live in the village, I suppose. Not much of a village with 2 tents, but hey. You can also see how many children, adults and elderly you have. And you can see how many animals you have, how many animals that need shelter, total shelter space, and so forth. Also, you have the transportation devices, which are sledges, carts, and rolling megaliths. We'll get back to those later on. Right, so now it complained about having no storage slots left, but that was before the storage tent was built, and these slots are now being filled up. So we will just right-click that one, and we unlocked a milestone. Now, the milestone things are... It's kind of cute when you click them, because you get this little nice image of your village. And you also get, at least in this era, you get 2 knowledge points. And they decided to remove the other 2 warnings, so I have no idea what the notifications were. Oh well. Who cares about the notifications? That bear is annoying. Anyways, we have enough dry skin to build more tents. The tents rotate to 8 sides. Be careful about building them too close to one another though, because if you build 2 of them right next to each other, the people have to go around both of them. So we'll build... this is an example of building 2 right next to one another. They wouldn't be able to go in between them for some reason. Rough times. Let's build 2 of those. Ah, of course, we also need a storage area for rocks. So we'll build that here, I suppose. They are storing the wood here. I think I'm gonna move that one. Let's move the wood pile over next to the rock pile and just empty and recycle this one. Ah, they are doing very abstract work with their hands moving in the thin, loose air, and suddenly a tent appears. Okay. Oh well. This Megaloceros, which I would call a meese, seems to be frequent in the village. Let's mark that for hunting. It's probably going to run away though. It decided to run away before I even hunted it. I cancel that mark. I don't want people to go all the way over there. Roasting some marshmallows before the evening. Sorry about that sound. It probably came into the recording. My headset is at 30% battery. KMLM? Well, the people are in between. Only Norwegians would understand that. Okay, for Catherine's sake, she looked at me with the most peculiar expression in the background here. One of the persons said KMLM or KMLM, which would basically be a slightly Norwegian dialect for saying what is between or in between. Yeah, we have the crafter. we are going to need more of these things. So what we can do is just right-click them to have continuous production up to the limit that we have set, which you can set by going here. It's probably easier to just press F4. So for instance, we have a limitation of 10 fish at the moment. As for the tools, their limitation is 50% of the population, while the weapons are at 100% of the population. I will probably adjust these, but not now. Yay, we have 5 more knowledge points. Just going to be absolutely sure. I don't think we're going to need that one before the sling making, so I'll go with the sling making right away, and I'll order this one to continuously produce slings. Now you can see that this thing has stars, so 2 stars as opposed to 1 star for hunting with a harpoon. The harpoon is just used for fishing though, but for hunting the sling is definitely superior to the spear. And we have a capacity of 12. And we have 1 dry skin. We need to hunt something. Let's go into the that bear. Oh, we have 2 of them now. Brilliant. Catherine found this amusing.
They're multiplying.
Yes, they do that. They do multiply. Ah, there is a large herd of reindeer, and one of them is very injured. How convenient. I think that we'll just set up a hunting area over here, since they'll probably come here to drink water. Ah, sneaking up to the reindeer. Haha! That means we get 2 more skins, and that's what we need so that we can make more slings. Go away. Moo to you too. Or maybe that was a ba. Not sure. Well, whatever it was, to you too. And horses. Horses are completely and utterly pointless trying to hunt in the beginning. Because, as you see, reindeer has escaped. This happens with the horses all the time. Go figure. Might be because they're quick runners. An ancient bison. Okay. I think that has a potential to attack back. Let's not... What is that reindeer doing inside the tent? Oh, it's being hunted and trying to run away. Okay, you're excused. But it's rather inconvenient of you to run inside a tent if you're trying to escape. Ah, we have acquired 10 bone. Things are looking rather good, I'd say. We have plenty of resources, plenty of food. Winter is coming. What we need is a food dryer. So we have to build one of those, and I actually want to prioritize that so they can build it as quickly as possible. Also, I think that I want to make sure that they collect more than just 10 sticks. Okay, I'm not going to bother trying to get inside the... I think we'll up this to 30. Because 10 sticks is really not that much. You're going to use a large amount and quantity of sticks in the game. Yeah, resource has decayed, berries, and this will happen rather frequently. With the I've played to the Neolithic era, and I think one of these gives you the ability to build a granary. Yep, This one, thatching, gives you the ability to build a granary, which is rather useful. Got some knowledge for building a food dryer. And here they come out with the meat, which they're going to hang up on the rack. And this tree has to go as soon as we can cut it down, because that was just visually annoying. My Kali OCD is having issues here. You can also add toolbars if you want. So if I want to have a... This is a group resources. If I want to have a... Oh. There we go. And you can remove them again if you want to as well. So let's just remove that and add group resources. Okay, remove that one then. Geesh. Because it's useful to see what resources you actually have. There are other things you can add as well, like a straw chart, very useful. Especially since it actually is kind of useful, because you use straw for feeding animals and building thatched buildings. So we have 5 knowledge again. Let's go with the bone tools. And remember that... Oh, the trader has arrived. You trade in tannins, dry skin, dry fish... Value 5, but he's Iman is the name of this trader, has a commission of average, so that means that the value is actually 7. Let's trade away B-face, something, and a wooden spear, and 2 pieces of flint. That sounds good with me. Actually, let's change that to 2 pieces of bone. Dry skin is something we need quite a bit of in the beginning. So, bone tools unlocked, we need to start producing them, and I think that we're going to try to get the knowledge points for producing enough of these wooden tools, and then I'm just going to disable the production of them at some point. And the reason for that is, of course, 1 star opposed to 2 stars, 1 star opposed to 2 stars when it comes to fishing and hunting and fighting. So you're going to get raw meat, okay. Child labor is a thing here. Guess it had to be that way in the Stone Age, so especially a village with 7 people. Let's build another residence. No, space isn't ideal, but it looks nice. This person is unhappy, they have a low morale. We should build a skull pole, so then for some reason they need to go to skull poles or skull totems to refill their morale. Yeah, just passing through. Good. It's nice to meet you. Let's build one of these over here. New human has joined the settlement, ×3. So we have reached 10 population. Excellent. We also have acquired 10 cured meat, so we have 4 knowledge points. Pesos, that reminds me of when I used to play Age of Mythology with the Greek people saying prostagma and things like that all the time. And 5/10 gives us 1 more knowledge point, so let's go back in here. I think that we'll go with the spirituality so that we can actually build totem. Who doesn't want a totem in their village? I'd love a totem in the park outside where I live. Could use it as the ritual heretic sacrificial area. City council might object, but meh, who cares? Some of you people have no warm clothing. Hopefully someone will craft some skin outfits. We have 7 skin outfits and we are in the middle of winter, so it is not ideal to be without warm clothing in the winter time. But obviously spears and harpoons are more important than clothing. Who cares if someone has to freeze a bit? This human has low stats. Yeah, he's hungry. So, roasting a few marshmallows again. Did he burp? I can't see anyone complaining about being cold though. Yeah, there's just a little bit of snow. Oh no, now it's starting to snow. The temperature is -3, 2. You making clothes? No. Let's add a few of these manually. Did that bear just come out of the crafting tent? Is that what it looked like to me? Ah, the bear is hungry. It's eating a mouflon. Okay, if you wouldn't want to eat it, I'll go butcher it instead then. First animal hunted, mouflon. I don't know what that is. Probably some kind of goat. Another one did escape though. We probably could use a few more skin drying racks, so let's build 2 more of those. Nope. Yes, and you also get 1 knowledge for surviving the winter. I suspect that you only get that provided nobody dies. So it's spring and the temperature is rising and everything is nice and green again. Oh, a storm. That, for some reason, adjusts the game speed. But if someone dies due to a lightning strike, there's nothing I can do about it if it's on speed 1 anyway, so... Do we need to finish this totem? Oh, we need a log. Right. And we can't cut logs yet, because we do not have any axes. We need 5 knowledge so that we can get composite tools. But in the meanwhile, she will pray at the skull pole. It's a very decorative skull pole with 4 skulls and some red leather strips, which she obviously worships. Here we go. Oh, yeah. So proud. I finished the skin strier. Haha. So many unhappy people. You can also select multiple people if you want to by just doing this. I might do that if that bear comes back. Oh, it is here. Okay, guys, go kill the bear. We have 7 people selected. Margol, Virin, Aya, Tursor, Trokal, Goralk, and Bangor. And then they just go back to whatever they were doing. But that gave us 2 knowledge, which was the point. Which gives us composite tools, so we can now start producing flint spear, axes, and picks for mining. 9 wooden spears, and 5 wooden harpoons. I don't even know if we get knowledge for producing 10 of these, but you seem to be very unhappy. Can I? Yeah, why don't you go worship at the skull thing? Now, crafting the flint pick is more important. We've hunted a megalosaurus, or meese. Now go worship at the skull pole. Or ignore me. Hello? I'm telling you to go there. Oh, it's busy. Right, okay. Never mind then. Someone is already worshipping the skulls. Guess we'll have to build another one then. There we are. No, 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 no. Come back. Going to sticks. You need to worship, woman. Come on. You're miserable. You need the comforting of the skulls. Okay, if you want to go around being depressed, none of my business, I suppose. I've even built another one so that it should be room for you to go worship the skulls now. Come on. There we go. There's... yeah, good, good. Ah, trader has arrived. Hello. Do you have anything interesting for us? We're all out of skins, but we have a lot on the rack though. Commission low, okay. We can trade away an outfit. And probably a bone. Is there something here worth 1? Yeah, let's give them 2 bones and we can get a bread. Oh, bye. You know, these people worshipping these skulls make me very happy that I didn't live in the Stone Age. Apart from the fact that I wouldn't be doing YouTube, of course, but worshipping skulls to be happy, that seems rough. Can we cut a tree now? Yes, we can. Let's cut a few trees. We have plenty of access. Good. I also think that we can adjust the flint work area so that we can have 2 people collecting flint. Which also reminds me that I probably should up it to 20 in the storage. It's probably also time to start finding some rocks to harvest. If we can find any, that is. I don't think a megalith is going to be sufficient. There we have some stone. Why isn't that marked? I was hoping there was something a little bit closer. Preferably not where the bear is. Ah, this should work nicely. Work area, obtain stone. Lots of stone. There we go. That's not too far there. We'll have to walk over there and then bring the stone here. That's okay. What's this? Oh, just decorative. +1 knowledge for acquiring 100 sticks. Good. Let's chop down a few more trees, and we also probably should put up we haven't got the knowledge for collecting tannins yet. Ah, our first totem. I would say it looks decorative, but it still has skulls. Although this one doesn't have human skulls. This is animal skulls and meese antlers.
I think festive is the word you're looking for.
Festive. If you didn't hear that, Catherine suggested that this is a festive totem pole with lots of animal skulls and meese antlers. Why don't you go worship something? It's you're miserable again? What do we have multiple people called Aya? Is there a people thing I can look at here? No. No. I do not have a list of people. I do have a list of domestic animals, though. The totems and skull poles also add a little tiny bit of prestige. So we have 24 prestige now. Probably cut down a few more trees over here. We seem to be in good shape when it comes to resources. The storage tent isn't too full, so we don't need another one of those quite yet. Yeah, this is one of those points where we'll just have to hang around and wait, because we need one knowledge point, and I would prefer if a trader came visiting so I could sell those wooden spears and harpoons. And there we got a knowledge point. We can unlock tanning, which means we need a tannin collection area. This looks good. You get tannins from oak trees and I think fir trees, yes. And we also need to build a tanner. There. And we can also build 2 more skin dryers. And 1 more food dryer. Although we are not allowed to build that there. Right, let's build it that way instead then. Excellent. I wonder where these bears live. Oh, that's not a bear, that's a woolly rhino. I think they have a cave or something over here. There's no caves here. Is there any animals around that we can hunt? Not except the bear, and I'm not around about to all the way over there. Donkeys. No, looks like we'll just have to wait until they come for some water. We just speed it up to 8x at the moment. We have a capacity of 15. Suppose we can build some more residences. I don't know if having an excess of residences actually makes the village more attractive, but there is probably no harm in trying. We can build 2 of them. So, 4 people joined the settlement. Nice. And we have 14 outfits, so nobody's going to freeze. Also a good thing. Also, these collection things, like the oak tannins can only be collected in spring. On the other map I played, it was actually in autumn that you collected, or fall. You collected tannins from the oaks, and the firs were in spring. The berries can only be collected in summertime. Oh, hello trader. But you don't have anything interesting. Guess I'll just grab whatever you have. Give you some wooden spares. Let's get one harpoon as well. We can suffer a loss of 1 value. There we go. We don't really need the straw yet, but I wanted to get rid of some of those wooden tools for the sake of seeing if crafting more wooden tools. There we go. 1 knowledge. Now we can turn off the spares. And we can unlock the dog domestication, which magically attracts dogs to the village. They just randomly appear out of nowhere. I guess I should say something about what the dogs are for. They are for company and for defending the village. So they look cute, and if your village is attacked, they will help you defend. I have no idea if they require food or anything. Work area exhausted. Obtain flint. Okay, that means that the entire area is exhausted, so I think there was another area over here with flint. There is 1 here and 2 over here. We can make 1 work area for both of them instead of putting 1 person on, or two people at 2. 2 people at 1. There we go, up to 8x. Now we need 15 knowledge to unlock the Mesolithic era. Is that bears coming in? No, it's boars. Let's add a hunting area over there then. Go. Whoa. Okay. I'm guessing that boar escapes. Or maybe not. We might want to consider adding another storage tent soon though. Come to think of it, I probably want to remove these dryers, because at some point we're going to be able to build palisades, and I doubt that we're going to be allowed to build palisade down into the pool of water here. We can do that later though. Hey, new human was born. Iron, a girl, which gave us +3 knowledge. And we've acquired 10 skin outfits, giving us another one, which means we only lack 10 knowledge. The donkeys are out drinking. Imagine that. Oh, here's our dog. He's walking around here. Oh, he's been drinking. It's a young female dog. You can slaughter them, but I would only do so in a real emergency. We also have an adult female dog here. However, I think it's a good place to end the episode. Actually, this episode has been going on for nearly 50 minutes now, so I hope you enjoyed the game. I will probably record at least one more episode of the game, but depending on how much there is to talk about, I'm not sure if I'm going to make this a long series, but we'll see. So thank you all for joining me, and see you all next time.